So the new update is out now. Tier 3 gear is here with a load of new systems. You can claim a ton of stuff for free. Go and do your new 4-star dungeons, get your tier 3 items where you're guaranteed to obtain them. No longer will you get all that lower tier trash. Leveling logs being reworked with a ton of items here too. New achievement system, new rune levels, polished crystals, life skill battle pass to help you with your player housing and crafting furniture. You can already jump into battlegrounds and even doing the new trials. We do have Hyperboost servers, which are new servers. However, if you already have 2 characters on a region, you may have to delete one of them. I have the option to switch to a different region, like East America, and create more characters here. You will be able to select the Hyperboost servers. They are tagged just like this, but honestly, unless you want to make Lucent, these servers are a bit of a bait. Even for new players, I actually don't recommend them unless you want a fresh PvP experience. If you're just into PvE and want to get geared up as quickly as possible, I would suggest sticking to the main populated servers, because the more people in a server region who share the auction house, the lower those prices will be on the items that you need. Hyperboost servers have isolated auction houses, meaning there won't be as many people getting drops to sell versus these older servers. So yes, it's a good place to make Lucent, but it's a bad place to spend Lucent. It's a bad place to actually upgrade your character quickly. A lot of people will be making alts just to jump there to earn Lucent. Maybe you want to do it too. But for a new player, it's a bit of a bait. Unless you again want just a fresh start PvP experience. Additionally, you won't be able to do the raids for about 4 weeks. So if we look at this new path of ascension, basically it's a bunch of tasks you can do and you'll be able to obtain a ton of free rewards. Everybody gets this. I have a maxed out character pretty much, and we can obtain all these rewards. And this includes maxed out level 12 fully traded tier 2 gear. We'll claim these, and on stage 2 you'll also be able to claim right here the earrings max level 12. You'll simply open the chest, select 2 weapons, claim them, and this is where you can already obtain a max traded orb. I'll claim that along with a max traded sword and shield. Then for the armor pack, you'll have to choose one of these sets. And if you're a damage dealer, I would recommend the scaled set. This is going to be leather, which is going to help with the new material bonuses like you see here. And otherwise it should just give you the most amount of stats favorable to dealing damage. So we'll just take that and we can open that box and you can see all the different items we're going to obtain. And they're going to be max level 12, max traded as you see. Same with that orb we already have. There is the new trading menu, which you can select right here, and you'll just need to get used to the new UI. But this thing, I can also save, go to equipment enchanting, and transfer into a different weapon if I wanted to, gaining some blessing points. Or transfer to tier 3, which is what I will do. You also have the accessory chest, and you'll want to choose this one here with the Hero's Legacy Warbelt, or this one with the Cunning Ogre's Girdle. And I would generally take the top one if you're going as damage dealer. They even have it nicely titled. I won't open it right now, I don't have the inventory space. So yeah, this is a huge help, and there's a ton of materials you can get once you do these tasks. Yeah, a little bit annoying, you're going to have to go back and do a bunch of stuff you've already done, but it is what it is. Not going to complain about a whole load of free stuff you can get. Even looking at the leveling log, I have purchased the leveling pass in the past. However, I did only get the 50 to 55 one, which now has also for me unlocked all the rewards on the previous levels. If I claim all of this, you can see everything here. Very nicely getting some mastery conversion books and probably filling up my inventory. We did have maintenance, so check your mail. You can get all of these ornate coins here as well. And we can jump to the shop and you can see they have updated the ornate coin store. So now we have the new growth stones. absolutely purchase these out, as we are limited at crafting these because you need the new polished crystals. There's no way to obtain these with your older ones, so it will just be a bit of a grind. I need to make sure to use these ornate coin packs, and now we can spend them. You can work on upgrading runes all the way to a level 120, and they've added this kind of overflow rune effect where you will get these rune fragments whenever you obtain a duplicate rune that's already level 120, and then you'll be able to spend them for chaos runes. Make sure you head to your All Things workshop, and like me, you may have a whole load of trait resonance fragments that you may not have crafted yet. Go and do that right now. It'll cost you next to no solid to do so, and then you'll be able to use these trait resonance stones to purchase all these certain items. It is a limited supply, like getting the new trait resonance stones. You will simply use those in the trait category here to get your trait resonance effects, but I would save them for tier 3 gear, and you probably already have your current gear trait resonated. Now you probably shouldn't do what I just did there and clicked to buy out all of the new trait resonance stones. That actually is not worth doing. You will get more than enough of these new fragments to craft these new ones. You'd be better off getting more polished crystals, unlock stones, conversion stones, and not potions. You can jump to the new co-op dungeons here, complete them, get lucky on your drops. Maybe you don't get what you want, but you'll still get these new adventure coins. You'll be able to save them up and purchase new tier 3 gear that might be useful to you. Make sure you do your research first though. Not all of this stuff is great. If you're just following a build, give those people time to figure it out. You can do the trials. Every week they reset with a new leaderboard, and you can complete up to tier 10 here. On 6+ you have a 5% chance to get these golden chests for extra gear, and you can see the weekly rankings here with the rank rewards and then the point rewards. So if you just get a certain amount of score, you can still take away these guaranteed rewards. A very good system with the ability to throw in buffs and debuffs which will affect your score. Battlegrounds are right here. Again, they have some queue limitations, like when you want to go to register, you have to select your specific role here. I cannot select tank because I don't have a sword and shield equipped. I can select healer because I do have a wand equipped. But if I'm a damage dealer, I can select as actual damage dealer despite having a wand. The takeaway from this is a chance to get these rewards, but most of the time these combat coins. The new merchant is next to the Nebula merchant right here, and you can take away some tier 3 gear, including these chests. And they, again, nicely only give you tier 3 gear. None of that nonsense chance of all that older trash. Nebula has been updated a bit with new tier of gear, and you can see you can spend those stones to get these new blessing pouches. They will still drop the older Nebula accessories and the new Greater Nebula Conquest chests, which only drop the new stuff. Great changes overall, particularly listening to us and getting rid of all the older trash. We won't be getting insulted with just blue gear that we don't even want to use. The Resistance Metal store has been updated to include some new Noble Growth stones and these blue accessories, which have some set effects, but I'm not quite sure why they're here. Potentially just to fill out your lithograph book. They have also included now new contract scrolls. You can purchase here every week 6 of these, and you can claim the contract scrolls version 3 in Talandre. Looking at these then, we should be able to get pouches, for example at Open Birkened Estate, which have tier 3 gear. Looking at the drop rates on these, they are still going to have quite a high chance of just giving a bunch of trash. But at least they've gotten rid of the blue stuff, and there's quite a lot of tier 3 items there. So you'll just have to look through them and figure out which drops the items you need. But we should be able to craft more of them perhaps if we dissolve our older scrolls. Interesting. We still only get green ones, and with green we can only craft blue. We need blue to craft the purple ones. So they've kind of isolated these purple ones where, yes, you can dissolve other purple ones and then you get these blue allied seals to craft the different purple ones. So they've learned their lesson. You can no longer like get a ton of these right now and get a ton of those new rewards. So simply just complete the ones you're given. I won't get into the whole new crafting furniture thing and the housing, but you can simply go to this codex, the extra one right here, and I'm sure it will lead you pretty easily on what to do. Material transmutation will not give any new tier 3 gear, just these new resonant stones. And keep in mind, this new furniture battle pass does have a store with these new weapons and a lot of different furniture pieces you can use along with these new life coins. But again, nothing really functional there, not a must-have. Battle Pass does have some neat stuff here. Not really sure if I would purchase the premium pass, as it doesn't exactly have a lot of this new materials that we need for character upgrading. Just like 50 unlocks, 50 conversion stones, and 4 of these growth stones. Yeah, I don't think I would buy it unless you want these weapons, which you cannot get unless you have the premium pass, I believe. Yes. Having a look at the shop update, what new stuff did they add here? Well, we have some furniture bundles for your house and that pass, along with this bundle, Illusion Scrolls, Da Vinci's Favor, both the Leveling Pass and Artisan's Pass. Some orb appearances here. There's this new morph and then these new morphs as well in this little bundle. Kind of cute, along with this guy. You can get this little Amatoi and this tombstone. There's a flying fox morph, more furniture stuff, orb skin, and a bundle right here. They have finally released the fairy outfit. Just be aware, it looks completely different on the male character here. Not sure why they did that and didn't just release this as a different skin and made a female variant of this. But 1100 lucent, and you do get this emote with it too. You can get the rest of those skins too, the Scorpius ones, like double chainsaw greatsword, your staff, the longbow, the daggers, the sword, and the shield, the book and the wand, and then the crossbows. Funny how they don't quite fit anymore here. Really not my taste in weapons. And they've added a bunch of orb skins there too. We've already looked at these morphs and amatoys. And there is that outfit to go with the skin as well. So this is the female character. You are getting this emote too. And you can see the male variant of that as well, with the possibility to remove the decorations, which is simply removing the cloak. I assume that's the same for the female character. Yes, indeed. And yes, of course, try and go to the new Ascended field bosses. They've got the new tier 3 gear, along with doing your guild raids, as you can do all of these, which also drop the new tier 3 gear with some pretty powerful tier 3 weapons. These are definitely the ones I would save up for. Most of the co-op dungeon weapons, unfortunately, are like either situationally good on a certain PvP setup, but in most cases they're not great for PvE. But who knows? More testing's got to be done on them. And I would personally just wait until that testing is done by somebody who has a bigger budget than you. Just be patient before you spend your lucent. A special thank you to all these channel members for your added support, and I'll see you guys around.